Hello and welcome to another episode of Live Feed with your host, Richard Santiago. Live Feed is brought to you by Traveling Tech Teacher. For all your digital resources, check out travelingtechteacher.com and by thebullyexposed.com. Get your Buzz Off Bullies t-shirt at thebullyexposed.com. We also need your help in keeping our nonprofit a nonprofit. Go to the link on our bio and please give if you can. Today, we're going to continue our segment that we call Straight Guy, Gay Girl. So we're back. So it was from the family, wow. But your mom never threw you out, right? They just gave you a hard time.
They never threw me out because that just wasn't gonna, no, absolutely not. But good. Yeah, they definitely made it hard on me while I was still living with them. But it was more for my dad. My mom was never necessarily mean to me about it. Mm-hmm. She's a little harder about it now.
Really?
We just don't. It's something that's just the elephant in the room. We don't talk about it at all. Like I said, I don't have a coming out story because I never came out and told anybody.
Right.
But it was just something that they kind of already knew, and we just didn't talk about. To be honest, elephant in the room.
Right.
And yeah, my mom's the more religious one now. My dad is a lot nicer. Me and my dad have had ups and downs my entire life. So, and he wants to be in my life. And he knows, like, they know if they're mean to me about something like this, I'm just not gonna talk to them.
Right.
So I feel like me and my mom don't talk about it anyway, but my dad, I feel like, tries to be a little bit nicer to me about it because of how rude he was to me about it when I was younger. So, and he knows that would be like, being that way would be very detrimental to our relationship now.
Right.
So I think we have at least that understanding that we're going to respect each other. Because, you know, when you live in somebody's house, that's just you living in their house. Now that I'm a grown woman and I'm out on my own,
right.
Of course my relationship with my parents gets better because they know that I now have the option to not deal with them anymore.
Right.
And that's sad to say, but that is just the honest to God truth. When you move out from under your parents, you see a way nicer version of them because you don't have to like bend to their every whim.
Right.
So, or will. I don't know what.
That's why it's always important to have that respect. You know, I know I'm guilty. I know I'm guilty of it too with my son, maybe not having that, but I always try to work towards that where he doesn't, you know, because then when he's able to do what he wants, he's just going to say F you, you know. I don't want to be around you.
Exactly. You want a relationship with your kids anyway so they can choose to be around you.
Right.
Like, if my parents, let's say my parents completely just burned the bridge with me right here and now. If I choose to not be around them, that's solely my decision. I don't need them for anything. I'm financially stable. Obviously, everything's provided for me. Like, there would be no reason for me to ever contact my parents again besides the fact that I solely want to because I love them.
Right.
That is it. And it's crazy. You have to notice how people treat you when they're not, like, when you don't need them. It's mad fun.
Oh yeah. Like when you're in a relationship and the girl cares about you so much and all of a sudden she doesn't, you see it. It's like, oh boy.
That sounds rough.
This thing has run its course. Time to get out.
Exactly. The way people treat you when you no longer need them or when they no longer... Yeah, I think I'm saying it right.
Yeah, I think you are. So, what's like the most surprising thing you found about being gay? Like, I find that a lot of gay men like hanging with black straight women because that's how they model themselves. I've had a few of my gay friends say, "That's what I want to be." You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm aiming for. I'm like, really? Wow. You know, like we'll hang with a bunch of friends, and then a black friend will go to the bathroom, you know, and they're like, oh God, that's what I'm aiming for. It's like a lot of them have said that. That's what I want to be. That to me is the epitome of a beautiful woman. In other words, you know, and it's like, Really?
Okay.
That's good to hear. And it's
Yeah,
really,
it's not bad.
yeah, it's really shocking because, the way the African American woman gets beat up in this country, I don't mean physically, you know what I mean, metaphorically, and it's like the way they get beat up, and it's really funny that that's what a gay white man is aiming for. Not Liza Minnelli, not who else, Barbara Streisand, no, more like Beyonce,
Yeah, well, I mean, the stigma of gay guys wanting to be sassy women anyway, I guess that makes sense because everybody insinuates black women with like sassiness and don't take no crap. So I guess it would make sense because they like Lady Gaga too. Lady Gaga's very sassy.
That's true
She don't
too.
take anybody's crap. So there's certain people that they kind of try to say like are gay legends. That makes sense at the way of how they embody themselves after like a Beyonce or a Lady Gaga.
Yeah, the other thing that shocks me is when the lesbians who I don't know the proper way. Please, if I say this the wrong way, please don't get offended or tell me what the proper way is.
I won't.
You I guess you have your lipstick, right? That's what they call them, lipstick lesbians, right? And then you got
like pillow princesses. You're talking about more of the feminine ones.
No, but I'm talking about the other side, more of that like you shake hands with them and you talk with them, and then the person turns around and leaves, and the person next to you goes, that was a woman, right? And you're like, no, I did not know.
Oh, that would be a lipstick. Yeah, no.
Yeah, the opposite of lipstick. Yeah.
Like studs, butches.
Studs, okay.
Yeah.
Studs.
Lipstick lesbian would be the feminine ones.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them, to me, that I've noticed, and I hope this is not offensive to people, but they take the worst characteristics of a man to mimic. And it's like, why? For me, if I wanted to be trans, I would take the best features of the woman and mimic them and be them, not the worst features. You know what I mean?
Yes. I was going to say it's funny you brought that up because that was actually going to be one of my surprising facts. Not that exact fact, but the fact that I was going to say what surprised me so much is how much men kind of flatter themselves by thinking that you want to be like them. Like, a lot of times, men will find out that a woman is gay and then completely change the way they act and start treating them like one of the guys. And that, to me, is mad weird. Like,
is that really?
Yes,
is that really?
I'm not super feminine, I'm not super masculine. But I'm definitely not a stud. I'm just not. I'm not that kind of, I'm not that. And I'm not a dyke. I do not like the word dyke at all, but that's not my thing, and I'm not that. So, like, when guys try to completely just be like, oh, you got all the hoes, when they try to put their weird, toxic masculine stigmas on you, that really just blows me to no end. I'm like, ew, like, why would you think that if I wanted, like, that stigma of them thinking that you want to be like a man. Like, even if I wanted to be like a man, I would absolutely, like you just said, I would take the absolute best tricks. I wouldn't want to be, I don't like the toxic masculinity and all that. Wanting to be, you want to be the proud hoe that talks to women crazy. Like, who does that?
Right.
So, that's what I don't, that's something that surprised me, that I was like, ew. Like, I don't like that at all. And so, that was a weird thing that I have noticed that guys will often do, especially if you're not a full-blown feminine lesbian. Like, they think that you just, anything that isn't full-blown feminine, you just want to be a dude. It's like, no, dude. Like, that's not the case at all. I love being a woman. I love, like, what do you think a lesbian is? Like, it's a woman that likes women.
Well,
if I don't want to be a man. I'm not,
Right, but there are some that do, right? Because I know
absolutely.
they want to be called he and
But they treat everyone like that, though. They treat everyone like they're the lesbians that want to be men. But it's not, I don't even like saying want to be men. I call them trans because they're the ones that are going to transition into men anyway. You don't have to fully have gone through the entire surgery to be considered trans.
Right.
In the system, you do if you want to change your name and all that. That's something totally beyond me. But physically, like the women who start taking testosterone and all this other stuff and do that, then they're turning themselves into men because that's how they view themselves their entire life.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that all of us who are masculine desire that. Because I can tell you right now, I have no desire to get mad.
It's so many levels, man. And
Absolutely.
I have to admit, I'm very guilty of that. I just thought, okay, you're gay. That's it. There's no other levels, but there are other levels, man.
Complex. Absolutely, it's way more complex than that.
I'm learning that. I read something that said that only 80% of people know a trans person. 80% of people.
Dang, I didn't even know it was that high.
I only know one. And for me, when I say one, I mean someone that I knew was a guy. We hung out, blah, blah, blah. And then he decided to live his life as a woman.
Yes, I've met one trans person. No, I've actually met two, I think. Yeah, I've met two trans people. Very nice.
With this thing it really ticked me off because both those people, all three of those people that were involved with that bullying, all three of them told me stories of bullying, and two of them told me stories about, them men, bullying them as they trying to get up the ranks, and men are just keeping them down and all that. They go
and do the same thing.
And they did the same thing to me. They did the same thing to me, trying to sweep what happened to me under the rug. And I think, I'm not saying they're legitimate for thinking this way, but I think that's what a lot of men are very fearful of like equality for women or equality for African Americans or people of color. I think that's what they fear the most because it's like, now they're doing it to us, but that's exactly how I walked out of that room. It's like, really? You're going to do this now? You told me all your stories and all this, and a few of them told me they have trouble sleeping at night because of all the crap. And I've learned you have trouble sleeping at night because you turn around and you do the same crap to other people.
That's why you got trouble sleeping. Ain't nobody causing that but you.
Yeah, that's why. You're not sleeping because someone's bullying you.
You're getting tormented by them demons.
Yeah, because you're doing the same crap. And it's really shocking, man. It's really shocking. I know my wife never says anything. She's very quiet. Tell them just, I'm really, really disappointed. I'm really disappointed in the person that you truly turned out to be. Right?
Yeah, that right there was wild. That was a wild situation.
I hope you like our segment called Straight Guy, Gay Girl, brought to you by Traveling Tech Teacher. For your digital resources, check out travelingtechteacher.com and by thebullyexposed.com. Get your Be Kind t-shirt at thebullyexposed.com. Remember, guys, anyone can wear the crown. Anyone can be a hero. Be kind to one another and have a great day. Bye now.